Hi, I'm Vivian Joy, the founder of the She Enjoys Business Academy, and I want to make sure you do enjoy. And I know the main thing that could stop you from enjoying this academy and all the micro training modules and the Q&A and the networking is actually being overwhelmed with how many modules there are. There are a lot, right? You probably had a little look around and thought, where do I start? Although I've given you a tool for you to be able to kind of measure yourself, assess yourself, and create your own path through this journey of business empowerment, business development, business upscale, or even starting a business, depending on where you are. I've actually created some success paths, and you've probably seen them too. And I just really wanted to show them to you so you understand a bit about what they all are. So just to give you a clue, here's number one. There are, at the moment, and there will be more, 6 success paths. They're succinct and you can do them in order. So you could have number 1, which is overcoming self-sabotage and procrastination. That has certain modules that actually you could do them in any order and it will give you that result. Then we've got gaining clarity and confidence, because once they get you out of your own way, you need to get that power, empowerment of yourself. So the modules will take you to that as an outcome. Then after we've done that, we need to look at you, your power, your products, your pricing, so that your business is the thing that starts to stand out and stand alone. And once you've done that success path and all of those modules, you can move on to visibility, positioning, audience, and building. Building. And once you've done that, we look at all of your marketing, selling, closing, funnels. So really getting some automation, starting to move towards a systemized business with our next one, which is growth and scaling. You see, the thing is, you can't do this bit until you've done this bit, and they're in a specific order. There will, of course, be many, many more modules, and there'll be many more success paths as the months and years go on. But these are what I want to introduce to you now. And so I'm going to go into them all just for you so that you know what they are. So I look at the first success path, which is about overcoming self-sabotage and procrastination. And I know that you have this. All of us have it at different times and in different variances. So you need to learn to believe in you, because if you don't believe in you, nobody will. So we're starting over here at the top with believability. And then we go to learning, because you have to learn new stuff and implement new stuff to go to another level. And if you're not doing that, then you're not getting that result. And the probability is about how likely you are to shift. Are you going to shift your shit and get out of your own way? Or are you going to stay stuck? I hope for your sake you're going to shift. And the shifting takes part when we start to understand our own self-talk, to understand if it's disempowering or empowering us towards a new place of being in our life, business, and the way we feel. And if you don't hold you accountable, who the hell is going to do it? Because quite frankly, when you run your own business, unless you have a partnership or you have an actual partner who gives you a bit of a prod now and then, what is it you're accountable for? Who manages you? If you were the boss, would you employ you? Would you sack you? Have a look at some of your performance. Let's learn a little bit about your manageability. And then also, you could be going along beautifully. You get all these things sussed for yourself, and then there's a massive setback. What happens? Something happens. A client leaves you, you lose a contract, you supplier leaves, something horrible happens on Facebook. How do you handle that? How do you bounce back? And then the flexibility is a change happens. So then what do you do? How flexible are you? How flexible are you with proactive change, i.e., actually it's going okay, but it could be better. So these are all mindset things for you to change and get yourself in a good space for the next success path for mindset, which is about clarity and confidence. Because if you don't have clarity, you don't know where you're going, you don't have confidence, you don't have the power to go where you're going. So look at the possibility. What if the dream came true? If you can't see it or believe it, you will not achieve it. This is my big saying, and it's so true. So do you truly believe you can change? We go on to our changeability. Do you? You need to be sure that you can. I'm going to help you find evidence to make sure that you know that. And if you had all those skills, you have more ability, there'll be things that you just don't know how to do. And how is that holding you up? Let's just see. And are you accessing your own genius? Because I tell you what, there's so many things you've learned through your career that you haven't brought into your business. So this module lets you understand exactly what you did in a former life or even outside of your business, that you can bring those skills through. And now let's look about everybody else outside of you thinks. See, not only is it about what you think is possible and who you are, but what do others believe? And when I say others, I mean mainly your ideal clients. Let's see what they think of you. And what difference would it make if you had all that confidence, you know, that unshakable confidence that you see in people and think, I wish I had that. Learn how you get that. And how would you know if you had it? And then, well, enjoyability, which is the main module for me, I'm Vivienne Joy, is if you're not enjoying it, then why the hell bloody bother? If you're not enjoying what you're doing, you may as well give up, go and get a job. So once you've got all this sussed for yourself, how safe are you? Now, the reason this is in this module, it's not about protecting your intellectual property. This is about safety of your unconscious mind. Your unconscious mind is programmed to keep you safe and not successful. So actually, how safe do you feel in your business? Are you protecting yourself too much rather than expanding? And then once you expand, what gets you excited? What gets your clients excited? Why? Why do they come and want to work with you? We love that kind of real kind of movement. We love the kind of motivation. And what are you offering to your clients? Whether you're selling a widget or a service, you need to provide that. So then we can move on to some business stuff. We can look at you, your products, your pricing. So startup ability, even if you have a business, there'll be some core foundational work you haven't done, I can promise you that. Make sure you've got it all there, and if you're launching new products and services, make sure you're doing that. And how do people perceive you? Do they like you? Do you like you even? Dare I even ask that question? And then actually, what are you known for? For many years, I was possibly just known as somebody that connects people, and in fact, I still am. Actually, does that mean I make money in my business as a coach, mentor, trainer? Interesting one. Make sure you're known for the right thing. And then how approachable? How do people actually find you? How can they get hold of you? How approachable are you? How affordable are you? We take a little whistle stop tour into affordability. Your money, your beliefs, your behaviors, whatever's going on for you. Very important to get that bit sussed. If you're a business owner with bad money mindset, then you must do the 7-step money mindset reset, which is part of this academy. It's 4 credits, but it's worth every single credit. Let me tell you, you can do that in a month without a doubt, and it will change everything for you. And once you've sorted your money out, make sure you're making some money. Make sure you've got profitability. You'll probably look at it slightly differently. Are you able to pay yourself? Again, this sits into security. How persuasive are you? How persistent are you? Look at negotiations. This is not just about money, but actually negotiating things and conversations. And then how easy is it for clients to say yes? How do they buy you? Can they click and pay? And if they can't click and pay, they'll just go away. Make sure you're accessible and people can buy from you. And then once they do buy, how do you wow them? How do you wow? The wow creates that long-term client. How do you do that for yourself? So as you can see, these success paths have a logical transition. After that, we go into visibility. Once we've got all that stuff sorted, let's power it up and let the whole world know. Let's look at where you should be online, where you should be, what you should be doing. A whistle-stop tour, once again, you could say it this time. And then we'll look at the strategy, the who, the what, the where. This is about your messaging and everything else that goes with that. And if you're not doing it, we'll take a little dive into your visibility mindset and see what stops you being where your prospects are. What are you really scared of? Very popular module, that one. And what are you known for? And is it ideal? So this memorability is a bit different to the one that we saw in the last success path. This is actually, how do people remember you? Do they remember you as being really outgoing and confident, or do they remember you as being the one that arrived late? And how vulnerable can you be? You hear every coach on the planet telling you to tell your story and to show who you truly are. Who even really sees the real you? Because we buy people, we don't buy things. Who is your network? You know, who is it that's coming into your sphere, into your remit? How big and valuable is yours? It's not just a list, but your whole network. Do you do any advertising? Once you've got all your products and pricing and you're confident and you're happy with your branding and visibility, then it's time to power that up with some advertising. The do's and don'ts of it. And trust me, I've got some stories that will make your hair curl. It could be that the way you're talking about your products and services is the reason they're not selling as they should do. So we need to understand exactly the psychology. We go a little bit into that, which again, you can do in a lot more detail with some other programs. But the words you say everything. Make sure they are the words you should be saying. And if you can say them, in written word, you can say them on video. We do everything on video now. So if you're scared of doing this, if you're scared of being present, looking someone in the eye, talking to somebody as if they're there, then actually we take a little delve into why and how to do it. Again, more modules on that to make sure you see them. And the blogs come from the copywriting. Make sure you're putting out your power of expertise and that people can read about you and understand about you. That's what you need to be doing online. Then the marketing ability. Once you get that sussed, you can start to really niche down if you haven't already. Understand really the messaging and branding. Because if you're everybody's cup of tea, you're a mug. One of my favorite sayings. You have to make sure people know exactly what it is you do and why, and how you feel about selling that. You see, once you realize your ability in your business, then everybody else can know. So even if you love or hate selling, you need to understand how to do that. And how to close. Some people would just talk themselves out of a sale, and I've got millions of stories about this myself when I was younger. So yeah, we don't like to have a gap, do we? Like to fill the silence. So all about how to close, how to upsell, give more, get more clients on all levels. Really important that once you have that client, that you can provide and serve different things, and they can serve you with the money you need for your life in return. A very beautiful exchange. The easiest way to do that is with a referral strategy. So if you don't have one, or you're not maximizing on the people that think you're amazing, then you need to watch that module. And then some emails, create and bravely send them to get results. Again, a really popular module. You know, sometimes we can create something and we daren't press send because we don't know what's going to happen at the other end. So this teaches you to be brave and to think of this as a business transaction rather than emotional. How does your website greet people? What is the customer journey? Does it sell? Does it create leads? Has it got products? What is it? Is it just a glorified brochure that costs you a couple of £1,000s? Let's make sure you've got landing pages and things that are really going to help people to click and buy. Remember, if they don't click and buy, they say goodbye. And your podcast, this is what everybody does these days, is we like to just listen to things while we're in our everyday life, while we're walking, while we're in the supermarket. If you haven't got a podcast, then people are maybe missing what you've got to say. And PR is everything you say and everything that anyone sees of you. So what are they really seeing? Let's just make sure your PR is on point. And print, well, I couldn't not talk about print because we don't really do much printing these days and we don't receive much through the post. So when someone does send you something, what happens? You remember it, you keep it, you pick it up, you refer back to it. Very powerful marketing. And last but no means least, when you've done all of that, we're in the situation where everything's fired up, everything's going smoothly. We need to make sure we can grow it and scale it. And if you try and grow and scale without the right processes, which you think are boring, but tell me they're sexy, when you can automate things, it's beautiful. It was the biggest change that happened for my business. So get certainty, make sure your process works. Outsource it if you have to. If you hate it or you don't know how to do it, or actually you're just never going to want to do it, then find someone who's really good at it. Experts will take you a long way. And products that are digital downloads, entry-level things to you, ways that people can get little bite-sized things of what you do. They could be videos, they could be anything digital. So that's what we talk about in that module. And then once we do that, how to make sure we grow, how to make sure we keep our business. We have some very trying times. Let's just make sure that these strategies are long-term. Let's just make sure they hit our life path. What do we want to achieve? Do they sit with what we want? Can we grow it? Can we license it? Will we franchise it? What is the long-term goal with the business? You probably haven't thought that far ahead. And if you have, well done. Let's make sure you've absolutely got it covered. Start with the end in mind. That's what Invincibility is about. Start with the end in mind and be absolutely certain that you're building something that you really, really want. Trust me, I built something I didn't want. Had to rebuild quite a few times. And then when you get to the stage where you want to take on staff, and employability is just as good, and recruitability and HR ability are just as good if you're outsourcing or you have contract workers. But you need to know why they would choose you. If they're really good, then you might need to sell yourself. How you write an advert, place it. I've done recruitment for most of my life, so there's not really much I don't know about it. And then how to onboard them, how to keep them, and the law around that. And then, of course, keeping your clients, this long-term sustainability, how you keep those clients, those lifetime clients. So these are the success paths that you can do right now. Which one are you going to do? What are you going to do first? You're going to start at the beginning and work your way through. I suggest you do at least one module a week. This is how you should really use this academy. Although you'll probably do 5 in one go, or some of you will just do one, as I suggest. But do one each week and then come to the Q&A sessions on a Monday, UK time 12:30 to 1:30 every Monday. It's my commitment. Either myself or one of my team or one of our amazing clients will maybe do a takeover of one of the sessions once, so you get a different voice and a different opinion and a different set of eyes and ears. But this is where you share. This is where you help each other understand. It's a real support mechanism. So do the module, maybe 12 o'clock do a module, 12:30 come to the session, discuss it, and let us all help you decide on your next module. Because, you know, growing yourself and your business, it's not that easy. You need help, you need support. So I'm really glad you're here, and I'm looking forward to being your coach, your trainer, your mentor for many years to come as you scale, scale, scale. If you've got any questions, you've got any challenges, there's anything you need, give me a shout. Also, you'll see there's a button throughout this academy where you can try me and have by me for 30 minutes. I call it a fast fix 30. It's where you're just like, oh, I just need someone to help me with this. It's a specific problem and we can really do a power laser session, get to the bottom of it and get it sorted out. So if you need a fast fix 30, click on the button and get half an hour of me. I look forward to meeting you personally. If I don't already know you, I'll see you in the networking meetings. I'll see you in the support sessions. Enjoy the She Enjoys Academy. See you soon.